approaching the boxing ring is Alban BEQIRI, the 27-year-old, part of a three-man Albanian boxing team. 47 boxers make up the 71-kilogram light middleweight division, and this man preparing for his 5th bout of Belgrade 2021. A unanimous points decision winner over the 2019 All-Africa Games. Bronze medalist Boniface Minor. Then he beat Samanis Banis of Lithuania, the multiple national champion of Lithuania. Then it was a win over split decision variety over Eduardo Beckford of Panama. And then a victory over Zayad Sheish from Jordan. His opponent is Vadim MUSAEV from Dagestan in Russia, the reigning Russian national champion. He received a bye in the first preliminary round, so this is his 4th contest of Belgrade 2021. He scored a devastating first-round knockout in his first contest. And then since that time, he showed power punching, accuracy, and a wide variety of punches as well. BEQIRI likes to box in spurts. It's the first World Championships for both of these boxers. And so will MUSAEV look to be able to turn his attributes of height, range, and reach into assets. Alexander Kamidov of Uzbekistan is our referee. And we are underway in the 71-kilogram light middleweight division. It's a contest between boxers from Albania and the Russian Boxing Federation. The man wearing red is Alban BEQIRI, a 27-year-old who comes to the ring as the reigning Balkan Boxing Championship gold medalist. At 75-kilogram middleweight, the southpaw in blue is Vadim MUSAEV, the reigning Russian national champion, having picked up the title earlier this year. See how close the lead legs are coming, the front feet are coming in this contest between orthodox and southpaw boxer. And here's the southpaw left of MUSAEV, perhaps his pet punch. Now, when BEQIRI elects to let his hands go, because he's very patient, he often spends a lot of time in his shell posturing, but he took a southpaw left down the pipe there in this type of posture, watching, waiting, and when he lets his shots go, particularly the backhand and hooks, they have everything on them. Now, his accuracy hasn't tended to be very high, and in the meantime, the points are piling up because that southpaw left is splitting the defenses of BEQIRI, getting between his gloves, and with the gloves held up high to protect the head, there was a wide avenue of opportunity through the middle for MUSAEV to the body, and he capitalized just a few moments ago, driving in that southpaw left. Here's an example of a big swing and a miss from BEQIRI. With halfway through the round, has been very economical with his punch output, backed up as he caught that shot on the gloves, but it's keeping him occupied, as is the range finding right jab from the man in blue. And so far, this fairly typical of how BEQIRI goes about his work. Clock continuing to tick, now he's edging forwards. Counter left hand off the ropes is an eye-catching shot from MUSAEV. Solid jab to the body landed by MUSAEV. Left hand was short of the mark from the man in red. So coming forward with his chin tucked behind his shoulder, shaping up beautifully is BEQIRI, but he's not letting his hands go. And the clock's continuing to tick. And unless he does something dramatic, which he has the pop in his punch to do, but unless he does something big in his final 30 seconds, well, this one, he's going to have conceded, because you can't score for a man if they don't land with any effective offense. He's been the aggressor here marginally, but the key phrase when you are the aggressor is that it has to be effective aggression. So approaching the 10-second clapper, here's a left hook landed by BEQIRI, perhaps his most solid shot of the entire round. Counter left hand is beautiful from MUSAEV, who blocked the shot and shot back immediately with the southpaw left. So MUSAEV must be a clear winner of that round. And here's confirmation, 10-9 for all 5 judges.
There's just no way you could have scored it any other way. And it's curious stuff from BEQIRI. I've not actually seen him yet. This is the first time. And he did give that round away. And it didn't take anything out of the tank there of MUSAEV either. The body does seem to be available for MUSAEV pretty much constantly. A jab to the body, I think, with those nice long arms would be advisable for him. Just keep flicking that out and stoop into it. BEQIRI is looking to try and usher you in and then catch you with something big. But in a 3-round fight, to, as you say, concede almost the opening round there, I mean, wow, that really does leave you with a lot to do.
On the start of the second round, it's good work to body and head. And a beautiful southpaw left driven straight into the abdomen by MUSAEV. And BEQIRI, he's remaining on the periphery of range, but swinging and missing. He looks so dramatic when he lets them go, BEQIRI. But if they're not finding the target, then they're not having any effect on the outcome of the contest. Well, they are, because it's just more time ticking off the clock, and if they don't hit MUSAEV, then he's not being scored upon. There he lands a solid left hand, BEQIRI. Approaching a minute gone in this round of the 3 men sent to Belgrade 2021 by Albania. BEQIRI, the sole medalist, so it's a good return when you consider, well, that's a 33% success rate, isn't it? Getting all the way through to the medal stages. As for MUSAEV, one of 13 boxers, as he takes a hard right hand to the body from BEQIRI, but one of 13 boxers and 5 medalists from the Russian Boxing Federation. So approaching the midpoint of this second round, and really, well, there's been some occasional single shots fired in from BEQIRI, but he's not going to win the round at this tempo short of landing a knockout, because he's watching, he's waiting, he's feinting, shaping up beautifully, but he's simply not busy enough with his attempted offense. And MUSAEV looks incredibly comfortable. The man who is a textbook boxer out of that southpaw stance, content and confident and comfortable enough to drop his hands and play the loose limb shapeshifter on the edge of range. Now, maybe this is all part of an elaborate plan, but how about that for a southpaw left landed by MUSAEV? Maybe it's all part of a long game, a trap being laid of the elaborate variety by BEQIRI, but I just don't get that impression. And again, the swinging and missing from the man in red as the clock continues to tick, and the clock is very much the friend of Vadim MUSAEV, with just over 30 seconds to go in the second round. Remember, championship gold, the championship final, the championship bout is the prize that awaits the victor, plus a doubling of your bronze medal prize money. But it's been very, very circumspect from Alban BEQIRI. He lost the first round unanimously, but there's been no change in his approach, in his punch output, in his activity, in his urgency. And so surely it's going to be a second round in favor of MUSAEV once again, who appears as though he has plenty more gears to engage. Two rounds completed. For my money, that's 2 rounds across the board in favor of Vadim MUSAEV, who is winning this one at a canter.
Well, we'll wait for the scores to come up, but I don't see any prospect of it not being 2-0 to MUSAEV, and there's confirmation of it. 10-9s across the board again. BEQIRI looks for those big single shots. As you say, he looks primed and ready to go, but it's just never quite happened for him. And MUSAEV, meanwhile, hasn't got overconfident. He hasn't been gung-ho. I was suggesting he might just take that jab to the body as much as he liked. He hasn't done that kind of thing. He's been careful because he knows what BEQIRI wants. He's not really jabbed too much because I think he knows that BEQIRI's looking to try and come over the top of that jab. He's too good a fighter, MUSAEV, to do this against. And that's why he's 2-0 down here, BEQIRI. And now he really does have to land something big.
So to the third and final round then. And Vadim Musaev, the reigning national champion of Russia, is leading 20 points to 18 for all 5 scoring judges. It's been a very passive, almost pacifist display to this point by Alban BEQIRI, who is giving the impression that he's always on the verge, on the cusp of uncoiling something explosive, but he has seldom let his hands go. And when he has, there hasn't been any accuracy behind his work, as demonstrated by that forward foray there. Well, I didn't get an impression, or couldn't hear what Musaev was saying in the direction of BEQIRI, but he's spoken to by our referee about not engaging in conversation. That against the rules, of course. That right hand not too far away, as cluster of punches fired in by BEQIRI, but they can't find the range. Participated in the 2019 European Games, did BEQIRI, as he did in the first edition. That was the first time I saw him in 2015. 4-time national champion of Albania. Beautiful right hand landed by Musaev, who is just managing this third and final round, because the onus, we have to stress this, we can't emphasize it enough, the onus to do something different in a bid to contest the championship final is on the man who has just taken a southpaw left. But Alban BEQIRI remaining very circumspect, completely in his shell. And one wonders, if he continues in this vein with a minute to go, what he and his coaching team are going to think of the performance when they review it as part of their preparations for future contests. It's been a terrific tournament, make no mistake. To win 4 bouts out of 4 and get through to the medal podium. But BEQIRI has done very little in this contest. And with no disrespect intended, well, I think the preparation, the spars, will have been harder than this for Vadim Musaev, and possibly for BEQIRI as well, because he simply hasn't looked to engage on a consistent basis, and there's no way, short of landing a single shot, as Musaev lands a hard left hand to the body and then puts his punches together just to re-establish and reassert his superiority. You cannot win a contest at this level against a boxer of the quality of Vadim Musaev with this type of performance. Too passive, too inactive, no urgency, no excitement in the work of Alban BEQIRI. And the bell sounds. The bell sounding to conclude the contest makes the announcement a formality. This man, Vadim Musaev, will be contesting championship gold. It's going to be a bronze medal and $25,000 for Alban BEQIRI.
I think there may well be a few regrets for BEQIRI in the cold light of day with this one, but a terrific effort to get to the semi-finals. But when you get deep in competitions, you have to do everything you can to go further. He had a plan there, certainly. He just didn't quite manage to pull the trigger on it, quite literally, and do what he needed to do. But good performance from Musaev.
So Vadim Musaev through to the championship final here in Belgrade. A unanimous point decision victor over Alban BEQIRI, the 2-time participant in the European Games, will occupy the bronze medal rostrum and will be $25,000 better off. But the briefest of congratulatory handshakes from the coaches of Vadim Musaev, because he will have plenty of energy left in the tank, no damage accumulated as he prepares his bid for championship gold here in Belgrade.
He certainly will. He certainly will. And when you get a semi-final encounter like that, it is unexpected that you'll get through to the final with your gas tank pretty much full, which is exactly what has happened. And his hand raised there, Vadim Musaev. And he will go through to meet the winner of our next semi-final between Yuri Zakhariev of